Okay, I tried asking this question on a few videos and I didn't get any responses yet. And I did email Iceco and I don't have a response back from them yet. But I wanted to try this out on my own. Now, hopefully, I don't damage the fridge, but this is what I got for you. This Iceco VL45 Pro, which is the same as the 60, just a little smaller, has two DC inputs. One in the back, that's where this one goes to, on the other side of the fridge, and one in what I call the front, which is right here. I was wondering if you put a DC input into both sides, will it prioritize one outlet or one port over the other? It doesn't. I think it prioritizes power level. I'm not sure what these two outlets are rated at. This, I know, is a flat 12 volts. It's not 12.6, it's not 13.8. It's just 12 volts. So this is my weakest power supply right here. And I know if I plug in my EcoFlow and my Bluetti, the EcoFlow gives me about, as you can might be able to see here, it is about 10 to 15 watts of power. The Bluetti stays steady at about 20. So it's calling for a little more power from the Bluetti, and I believe that is because this port is probably just rated a little bit higher. Maybe this is a 12.8 volt port, and the EcoFlow maybe is a 12.4 or something. I'm not sure. But I know that if I take this flat 12 volt outlet, you can see my fridge did not shut off. Plug it in, turn it on. Let's see why it's not turning on now. There we go. It's taking more voltage, or more watts, excuse me, from the EcoFlow now. It's about 30 to 35. It's jumping around there. And I believe that's because this is just a lower voltage output. But I was kind of wondering if it would take like 100% from one port and 0 from the other, and then once the power supply on one port died, the other one would be able to kick in, thus doubling your runtime without having to touch the refrigerator at all. But that's not the case. It's drawing a little from each, but that still sort of accomplishes the same thing. It's just going to draw less power from each source, but it's essentially still going to double your runtime. That was key. I wanted to go with two small power sources like this because of where we keep the refrigerator in our vehicle. There's a nice little nook on the side of it where I can put a couple of these in, and something as big as the EcoFlow River and definitely the Bluetti. Those are too big for that space. And there's even room to throw a couple spare batteries in too if they're this size. So anyway, I also wanted to go with the DC port as well instead of the AC, because I believe Iceco says you should not plug the AC and DC in at the same time. I did read that on one of their Amazon listings. Sounded like it was coming from Iceco, but I did reach out to Iceco with a email, and I just have not heard back yet. I thought this was interesting. So what would happen is if I had two of these Ryobi power sources, it would draw equally from each one, and instead of, say, drawing 40 watts from one, it would draw 20 from each, and thus doubling my runtime, right? So if I unplug my EcoFlow, you can see the fridge still stays on. It's only plugged into the Ryobi power port. So I don't know. I thought it was interesting. Now it might be tough to see. Let's see if I get a little closer here. You can see it is drawing 33 watts from the Bluetti when it's plugged in to the Ryobi and the Bluetti. Now that makes sense because I remember earlier, I'm guessing that this 12 volt port is regulated at a little bit higher voltage than that on my EcoFlow. And that makes sense. So it's taken about 33 watts from the Bluetti right now, and maybe 7-ish from my Ryobi power source. If I swap this over back to the EcoFlow, I don't know, it's jumping around too much. I can't even get a read on that. But for those that were interested, yes, you can plug in DC outlets, or you can plug in DC power sources into each port simultaneously, and it will draw from each simultaneously. And if you lose one, I'm gonna unplug this. Watch the refrigerator. It's just gonna seamlessly carry over, so you're not gonna lose any power to your refrigerator. Hope this helps somebody. I was interested. If anybody wants to try the AC and a DC input, that would be cool. I don't want to try it because I don't want to wreck my refrigerator. And until I hear back from Iceco saying if that's safe or not, I'm not going to do it. But okay, thanks for watching.